Hi guys, welcome to Simproved, Fry speaking here, and welcome back to another Sims 4 speed build. Today we are going to build two townhouses, which are the total opposites. Well, if you play the new Eco Lifestyle expansion pack, you kinda already know Knox and Bess, who are basically now new NPCs that also live in Evergreen Harbor, the new world with the new pack. And basically Bess is the entrepreneur side, whatever that means, and Knox is like the eco-warrior side. So I personally have to admit that I don't really understand where the big difference is there. I just kind of realized that Bess is more of the fabricator, and maybe Knox is more into doing gardening and stuff. I don't know. But I thought, why not do a townhouse where, since it is kind of depicted that those two are enemies, where you can play with Knox on one half of the townhouse, and in the other townhouse there lives Bess, and you can play them, you know, to become friends or something. Well, that is the main idea behind the whole thing. So I looked at how Knox lives in the, you know, in the world, and I looked at how Bess lives. And basically, both of them live in the best NPC houses ever, in my opinion. Like the mill one that everyone thinks is really weird. I actually like it. I will do a renovation of it, but I think there's not so much to add, like to change there, because I actually really like the idea of it. And Knox lives in a crane. So since Knox is like more in the industrial kind of habitat, let's just call it like this. They're animals now. They are living habitats. And Bess is like more of the technical engineer. Like she's also a civil engineer. So I thought she will get like a super clean, minimalistic townhouse that is kind of already super renovated. You know, she tries to innovate stuff that is better for the eco footprint, but she would not, you know, like maybe garden or something, if you know what I mean. Like she's not for upcycling, I guess. She's more of, okay, we tear it down and we build something with good materials and like engineer the hell out of it. And Knox is more of the upcycler, doing lots of gardening, recycling, going through, you know, like going through the garbage and making the best out of it or something. So I thought one industrial townhouse, one is a little bit more modern, and yeah, we will just see how that goes. So that was my whole idea of it. And then I realized, okay, I want to have 3 stories up ground, and I want to have a souterrain kind of apartment downstairs. So maybe that if you want to play with it, because people have been complaining and I don't build family houses, and I know, guys, I know. Maybe someday I will. It's a thing. The family house itself is not the problem. It's mostly that I don't really play with families myself. I always play with 1 sim, maximum 2, and that's it. Otherwise, they get really annoying for me. So maybe you write me in the comments like what kind of family house, maybe then I would consider it. But anyways, so the idea of this was that there is this lot here in Conifer Station, which is one of my favorite. It's not my super favorite, but it's the second favorite neighborhood that we have with this pack. Basically all of the 3 neighborhoods are pretty cool, but of course the industrial port promise is like my favorite. But I thought, hey, why not bring a little bit more industrial here as well? By the way, since judging by the background, you can already see that I enacted the 2 neighborhood action plans, which is begreening Conifer Station and, of course, making it more modern, so that the outside neighborhood looks quite cool already. And as you can see, we have like a white and black townhouse, which is for Bess, which I am currently doing the interior design of. It was kind of fiddly because of course they are quite thin. I think both of them are only 6 tiles wide or so. But it is sufficient for 1 sim. And by the way, Bess lives apparently with her husband. Well, it says partner, but I'm not sure, you know, what kind of partner they are. I mean, maybe it's an open relationship. I didn't get it right. Also, I have it installed as a German game right now, because I'm using the crappy laptop of my mom. And she has everything in German, so I didn't bother to uninstall everything and install it in English. So the descriptions in German are, I guess, like usually for those who are bilingual and maybe play the game in English. But like don't have English as their native language, here's a little tip. Just if you want to laugh a little, just install it in your native language and see how different the descriptions is. Because sometimes they're even wrong. Because that's what I figured out when there was like the whole future cube thing, where the guru sneakily added like the future cube predictions, and these are now predictions for upcoming packs. And by the way, some of them are already true because they predicted something with candle making, etc. Anyways, there was like a German translation that wasn't right. I was like, should I tell them? But again, I think it doesn't matter that much. But yeah, it is sometimes quite funny. Also the titles, I think they make me cringe sometimes in German because they're kind of weird. Anyway, so Bess interior design. I kind of looked at her home, and the interior design I actually really liked there. So she has, of course, lots of fabricators, which we will then put downstairs in the basement souterrain kind of thing. And so when you come in, you have like a kitchen to the left, and then the living room space there as well. It's like an open space. This is something that I usually always like in The Sims. I kind of think that's super cool. The only thing is I myself don't like to cook that much. Like I don't like to spend that much time in the kitchen. It's just something, I can cook, but yeah, I'm really happy that the giant cooks all the time. So yeah, if you have that, people who have an open kitchen to the living room will probably know what I'm referring to, if that's the smell. Like, I hate when you have like just made a steak or anything, cooked anything. The smell of the cooking always goes into the couches and everything, and I hate that basically. That's the only downside of an open kitchen. But anyways, Bess has one. And I think she is not like that much into cooking. I haven't looked at her skills and traits, but yeah, she's a civil engineer, so I think she maybe just eats engineered food. Like, I don't know, what do they eat? What do I eat? I eat normal stuff. Anyways. So upstairs there is a little bedroom that's for Bess, or maybe for guests because it's a little bit little. But there's this huge glass front, and I thought this would be a really cool place for your office, because that is where I would put my office. The only thing that in real life would distract me is that everyone can also see me then. But like having this beautiful view while working on the PC, that would be just dreamy. I would like to have that in real life. Thank you very much. And yeah, there's also a bathroom. I think Bess has only one bathroom, and later the townhouse of Knox, like the industrial townhouse, will have 2 bathrooms. So she's actually a little bit more well off, in my opinion, even though I took some space from him. Yeah, we will see that later, that he has actually less space inside because I made it really lofty and open. But yeah, so basically Bess has this whole light woods, lots of white and blacks. I wanted to make it super cold and kind of, not that personal and like self-made, even though I used lots of the self-made stuff because she is a fabricator and can fabricate that. If you ask yourself, how do I get this in the build and buy mode, you just have to put in bb.show hidden objects, because these are considered hidden objects because your Sims can only create those furniture types in the fabricator. But if you put in show hidden objects, that's the one, bb.show hidden objects, then you get all of the fabricator furniture and stuff in the build and buy mode as well, which is really, really useful. And then you have even more stuff. And I didn't really look at them so much because I kind of forgot that they exist. But there are a lot, of course, because we have the fabricator. And I also try to, play with the fabricating skill and the civil engineer's career. And you can basically, with dumpster diving and the fabricator, you can basically do a full rags to riches and get all of the necessities you need. Like you get toilets from the dumpster, you can create your own sofa on the fabricator, etc., etc. Like it is totally possible by just fabricating stuff or dumpster dive for it. And I love that with that pack. That's at least a little bit of gameplay that I enjoyed a lot and that I think is quite cool. Like that's interesting for me because you can do that with just one Sim, because the whole family stuff is not, up my alley. And here we are downstairs, and this is Bess's yeah, let's just say laboratory or something like that. So she has her own creator maker space with the fabricator. I didn't put in the recycler because it looks super industrial. But you can delete one of the hydro planters, for example, and could put that in if you want to. I just cheated her a little bit of bits and pieces, and she was quite happy with that too, so who cares? But yeah, I said that a lot of times, that the fabricator looks super modern, but like the recycler looks super industrial and huge, and both objects are huge, and that's always a problem in my opinion if you want to go for a certain style. But yeah, that was Bess's townhouse. Now we go over to Knox, industrial loft kind of townhouse. And what he did, he had this huge old industrial building, and he renovated it a bit. Deleted some, well, he didn't delete them. I would delete them. But yeah, he bulldozed some walls, knocked them down and made it like a huge open lofty space. And I used lots and lots of the more industrial stuff here, the upcycled stuff. There is lots of furniture that is also referred to as such from the Eco Lifestyle pack. By the way, if you haven't figured that out through watching this by now, I think I have not said this in the beginning of the video, but this is fully base game and only Eco Lifestyle. So if you have the Eco Lifestyle pack, you can place this right away and play right away. So this is also, of course, because I want to show off what is possible with just base game and the Eco Lifestyle pack. So if some things are new to you and like you think you have never seen them, they're probably from the new pack if you don't have that. So yeah, I really like that. It's always something I do when I start building with a new pack, just to figure out what, new stuff we have. So I have used all the swatches, have seen all the objects. It's kind of also like a little bit of, testing, experimenting with a new pack, so to speak. For me, that's something that I really, really like. But of course, there will be, like in the future, some packs where I just mix everything around and like not look at any packs. But this is the Eco Lifestyle pack and base game only packs build. So I hope you like it. This is the open bedroom. Here you can already see that there's a huge gallery, 3 stories high. And yeah, it's a huge open space. And I try to use, for example, for the toilet and the sink, to make it look as if he created it himself, because Bess is creating her furniture and stuff with a fabricator because she's an engineer, and like Knox is more about like fixing stuff and upcycling them and using what is already there and making trash into treasure. So he has the woodworking bench and the juicer in the basement. So yeah, we have lots and lots of the woodworking stuff here as well. Don't forget them because they're actually quite useful. And I think that's also a good mixture. Like if you want to create something your own with fabricator and the woodworking bench, you can create so much cool stuff now. I think the team should look into what we get, like what else you can put in the woodworking bench now in the fabricator. In my opinion, there should be even more stuff, Of course, I haven't fabricated everything for now, but I think after a while, you still think, okay, we need, I don't know, like a toilet or something. Okay, which you can do with a woodworking bench, but still, you know what I mean. But yeah, basically that would be really, really useful in my opinion. So here we are in the 3rd and most upper floor. There's another bed. I don't know, maybe he has girls over or boys. I don't know the sexual, what's it called, designation, the sexuality of Knox. I don't care. But maybe he has like friends over, if you know what I mean. And he doesn't like to share the bed after the deed. I don't know, man. I know that lots and lots of Simmers fell in love with Knox because of the trailer and stuff. And I think during a live stream, that's a typical Sims thing. But yeah, Knox was like running around naked and asking people to join the naps or something, like doing his thing that he does as an eco warrior, whatever it's called. And it was, of course, super funny for everyone, and now they all draw fan art of him being naked and asking Sims random questions in the public. So yeah, I think that's quite funny, honestly. So yeah, Knox for the win. He's kind of like the favorite now, in my opinion. I think Bess doesn't get like that much recognition, which is kind of sad. Also, of course, there are some gnomes in Bess's apartment. There's this entrepreneur money laundering gnome. Knox has one as well, because I fell in love with them when I played tested, and they are moving and like breaking stuff, but they also like give you stuff. I love gnomes now. I did not know that they can do this, but yeah, they are pretty cool. Also upstairs on Knox's roof, there is a roof garden, which you will later see in the screenshots. But yeah, basically that is it, guys. I really hope that you like it. I also want to thank you for all the well wishes to my mom. She's doing fine. She's still in the hospital, but I hope she will get back in like 3 days or so. So yeah, she's fine. She can walk again, and I showed her some of your comments, and she was really, really happy about it. So yeah, thank you so much for the well wishes. I will keep you updated about the whole thing here. And yeah, basically this is up for download now. You can go to the gallery and download this. I will also put the link in the video description down below for you guys. And yeah, this is basically it. I hope that you like this opposite townhouses for Bess and Knox. And if you like Sims 4 builds or have any suggestions, just write in the comments down below. Please subscribe to my channel and give this video a thumbs up or a thumbs down if you liked it or if you didn't like it. So I know what to build and what you kind of, what you guys kind of like to see. And yeah, this is basically it. I want to thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon. Bye bye!